All right, hello and welcome to Echoes of Color with Jefferey Morrison. How's it going? There we go. There's the timer here. Sorry about that. All right, how's it going? We're gonna do another whip and chat today, and it's with Diamond Art Club's "I Am" by Ravine. Phelan. Am I saying it right? Okay, this is Awesome Dragon. And I'm just working bottom to top from right to left, possibly. Diamond shape round. 20 inches by 28 inches, 51 centimeters by 71 centimeters, 29 colors, and 2 ABs, 129 and 137. And AB stands for Aurora Borealis. And WIP stands for Work in Progress. So, there you go. Alright, so we'll just jump right back in. 947 is our current DMC color. Alright, so here we go. Oops. And I'm already dropping drills, and we're in oranges. I think that's kind of where we were last time. And this is basically the only time today that I've touched this diamond painting. Got a haircut today, so got that all figured out. For the first time in a year and a half, actually went to the barber, so we're good. And it's kind of rainy and blah outside, but we're inside and we're diamond painting. Oh yeah. So with nice bright colors, yeah, makes it tons better. Looking down at the canvas instead of outside at all the gray and the rain dribbling down the window. Ugh. It's bright colors on this canvas. Just bringing this dragon to life. Holding a nice flame in its claws. Really cool. Yeah, friend of mine that I know from like a 5-pin, or yeah, started diamond painting. I guess he must have got interested or was curious about it, and then yeah, he does woodworking too, so yeah, I guess working with your hands, and he was just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. He just finished a kit, and then his first kit, and then he has another one lined up. I guess he likes wolves. Yeah, pretty cool. His very first kit was diamond dots, so yeah, it's a good foot in the door there. So did a great job. So yeah, I just post these videos on YouTube, these whipping chats and coloring chats. Well, whipping chats for that. And if it gets somebody's interest, or he just found out on his own, then all the better. So it's another diamond painter in the community. So that's really cool. I don't think he's joined like any Facebook groups or anything, but he's just posted, yeah, I think I really like diamond painting, so hey, good for him. So that's awesome. We all discover new things in certain ways, and I guess he just saw an opportunity and went for it. I don't know, there might be, you might have seen some of my canvases that I post on Facebook. I'm not sure, so just good for him. That's awesome. That's how I got into diamond painting. Just kept seeing Facebook ads, or yeah, Facebook ads, or yeah, I think that's what got me into it. Facebook ads, and then I'm like, okay, well, what's this all about? I'm like hearing wax and it's like, what's this with wax and what's going on? And then, yeah, get the Midnight Messenger canvas, and it just blossomed from there. Like, I just jumped right in. That's a pretty advanced kit. I just saw a bunch of symbols and was like, how do I start this thing? And then, yeah, just, it's one of that. Yeah, it just turned out amazing, and yeah, been diamond painting for at least a year now, so all the best to that friend of mine. That's a good job. Yeah, it's a hobby, and I hope he sticks with it. Okay, so next color here is that 606. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, it's kind of a red. Oh, it's a red. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's get a few out. Not very much of this red, so let's just be a slate. Yeah, 606 right here. Here you go. Yeah. Alright, so how's everybody's weekend going so far? It's Saturday already, and yeah. Went to my brother's house, dropped off his birthday gift. And yeah, I gave him that World I Used to Know diamond painting canvas from Diamond Art Club. My dad framed it, and yeah, he has a cool tiger to look at somewhere in the house, in his house. So, like, do you still like tigers? And he's like, yeah. Which one do you want? I had like a couple options for him, and he's just like, just do one. I don't care. It's just like, okay, here you go. World I Used to Know. And then, yeah, I basically did it for a WIP in chat for a while there. Before, what was the last painting we did? On Golden Shores. There we go. That Chuck Benson. Yeah, JoJo's art is the World I Used to Know. The tiger looking into his reflection in the water of what the rainforest was. And then where the tiger actually is the rainforest is burnt. It's destroyed. So it's basically reminiscing about the past. Just looking. Yeah. It's a beautiful piece. And yeah, did a WIP and chat with that for a bit, I believe. Pretty sure. Yep, so this is the new, more recent WIP and chat here. WIP and chat piece, I am. And we'll just go through it. At a nice pace, and yeah, just keep hanging out for diamond painting sessions here. These WIP and chats. Yep, just hanging out with the community. And yeah, spending a guaranteed hour getting some drills on a canvas here. Yeah, there's not very much of this red, so it's like just a slight detail color, I guess. Alright, but this is one piece that just comes out beautifully. since I've seen it a couple times finished. It's just, wow. Really good JoJo's art. There was a new JoJo's art released earlier today, since it's Saturday. Yep. I just seen the email. Yeah. I usually just see what's offered. I see the releases throughout the week too. When they do their kind of previews. What's coming out this week? When they do new releases. So yeah, there's Inner Battle, I think is the newest JoJo's art. It's kind of a rendition of the Fire and Ice wolves. And then just a wolf in the center that I guess it's just a reflection of spirit or something. The spiritual dynamics of the wolf. Anger, cunning, I don't know, fierceness, and then independence, and yeah, yeah, fire and ice, and then yeah, really not sure how to, I don't know, it's very nice, very colorful. It could have different symbolism than I'm saying, but yeah, it could mean have different symbolism to different people. Yeah, it's beautiful irregardless. It's one of the smaller canvases, but it's designed to, it was sized specifically to work for that particular piece. So yeah. Yeah, there's a landscape released. Yeah, it wasn't a Chuck Pinson, it was a totally different artist, so yeah. Cool stuff. But yeah, just seeing what's available is good enough for me right now. I think I have the canvases that I'm presently looking for, or I'm content with what I've purchased for the time being. Well, I had to do an oil change service for my car, so yeah, basically I got paid, and yeah, paid a couple bills, and yeah, there goes a paycheck basically. It was necessary, but yeah, there's some paychecks that just go to bills, and it's just sigh. Yeah, you gotta wait like another 2 weeks to get paid again, and then you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. But yeah, some weeks it's just, yeah, pay bills. Yeah, that's okay. It's just all a part of life, unfortunately, but cool. Not very much of this red, but it's okay. Probably garnish throughout the canvas, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm already seeing some in the next section. This is a bigger section than when I started with in the corner. Yeah, this bit over here probably like did this bit on camera, and the rest of it I just did off camera. So this isn't a complete recorded This won't be a complete canvas record of the entire process. Yeah, just this bottom right hand corner. That's basically it. That's all that's wasn't filmed or recorded. That's fine. There's still tons of canvas left, so not gonna be done this canvas anytime soon. Might go a little faster than on Golden Shores, I can tell you that. I think it would be as much of a saga, but yeah, it's just nice to have a new kit to work on. Slowly going through the kits like I go through word search books. Has anybody heard of the In Death series by J.D. Robb? And in other words, Nora Robert. I have like 32 books of that series out of 60 something. There's 2 more books on the way to make it a 65 book series, but the next one's September 2021, and then the newest one is February 2022. It's basically a futuristic set in New York, like futuristic New York, kind of science fiction, romance, police procedural, like crime. She's solving murders. Eve Dallas is the main character. And throughout the books, she starts as a detective, and then she solves a few cases, and then she gets promoted and meets a multi-billionaire, and of course, being Nora Roberts, she's kind of romancy. Yeah, there's a relationship blossoms, and the male love interest becomes a huge part of the series. Yeah, I don't want to give too many details away, but it's a serial series, but yeah, it's basically murder mystery, you could say, but in the future, in a futuristic New York. There's like a kind of technology intertwined with romance, and yeah, it's for a mature reading audience. Little Timmy probably shouldn't be reading these books. It's not overly, like, it's not all about love. There are a few very racy scenes depicted in the novels, across the novels, but I don't mind. It's kind of like just the detective kind of murder mystery thing that got me sucked into them. I've read a couple of the books, and not in order, but holy cow, 64 books, 65 books, like 63 right now, but 2 more are on the horizon that I mentioned. That's one book series I enjoy, and I only have like half of it. There's gaps probably in the overall storyline. There's side characters, like her co-workers, Eve Dallas's co-workers, like Peabody, I've heard of, female detective, or I think she eventually gets promoted to, and she takes control of a case, but yeah, for a couple. Yeah, it's not always Eve Dallas, like, being like the main detective in the case to solve these murders or whatever. Eh, sometimes her assistant Peabody takes the lead in the later books, I believe. But yeah, it's kind of a it's a series of books where Eve Dallas's relationship with her lover evolves and they go through stuff together. And yeah, she is quite a go-getter kind of character, strong-willed, yeah. And then she has her past as well. I think there's like a side book, a novella maybe, or maybe it's the main part of the series. I don't know. Where she goes to her birthplace or something for a book and kind of discovers who she is. I don't know her history completely, but yeah, every character has like a history. And then Eve's, yeah, her history, her character evolved. Yeah, in a series, you'd like hope so. Yeah. I flung a red bead, a red diamond somewhere. I swear I heard it hit the floor. Yeah, this tray's not perfect by any means, but yeah, it's all good. Okay, so yeah, there's that red. Yeah, 606. Is that right? Yeah, so there's sexual content in the In-Depth series by J.D. Robb. It's really Nora Roberts, but her pseudonym or pen name. Yeah, J.D. Robb. It's just, yeah. It's kind of cool. Like, her picture is on the back cover of some of the books, or on the inside dust jacket. I have a few of the hard covers from the series. And I looked up the order of the books. Just a quick Google search, and within seconds, I'm missing like how many books in between. And there's like novellas or something, like 17.5, book 17.5. They're not numbered or anything. It's just whatever in depth, a theme, and then. But the website that I was looking at the order and list of the in-depth books, they number the books, reading order, chronologically, order of events kind of thing. But yeah, that's definitely one series I want to stick with. I read every now and then, not regularly, but it's a recommended series if you like murder mysteries. But it's based on the future, a futuristic New York, and it might change locations too. Might be different areas, but in the later books, there's like a cover that shows the locations of all the murders. So all the cases thus far in the series. But yeah, very. And the most recently released book shows all the titles in order, like shows all the titles, main titles on the series, so, up to this point. So that's really cool. how they do that. Some of them, some of the titles, being able to physically get, yeah, I can imagine. Over the years, J.D. Robb or Nora Roberts probably publishes these in-depth books 2 times a year. One book at the beginning of the year and one book at the end of the year that I've heard of. But yeah, I've probably missed out on a couple books, but there's some titles I recognize, then I'm like 17.5, like an in-between book after a main entry. Like novellas in this series, there's at least 6 of them or something. But they could very well be full stories, I don't know. yeah, pretty cool series. So yeah, there's mature sexual content, but I'm like, I'm okay. I'll be okay. It's not the whole book. There's scenes, maybe a couple scenes, where she gets really up close and personal in the later books. But yeah, it's a really dynamic relationship that blossoms in those books over time. So, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just imagine Harry Potter. He ages throughout the books and his character evolves. So just imagine that way. Or in any series. Any book series where characters age. Lord of the Rings, Frodo just... Yeah, his character changes. Sure, he probably gets older, but it's not really... I don't know, hobbits live for hundreds of years, but yeah. Eve Dallas, yeah, she's human. I believe she ages. I don't know her. I don't really follow her age or anything. I don't know the books to an incredible depth, but I've read like 3 or 4 of them out of order. But yeah, if you ever do want a quick synopsis of like any book these days, internet for sure. And if you have Audible, just search up In Death or JD Robb In Death, and there's like 600 and something entries. But yeah, look for JD Robb specifically. And yeah, most of the series, if not all of it, is probably audiobook. So yeah, that's Audible. Not a sponsor, not sponsored by them in any way, but yeah, if some of the titles are going to be hard to get in like actual books, there's always an audiobook version. I've listened to a couple audiobooks, but yeah, usually end up turning YouTube music, just zoning out that way and diamond painting for hours. But yeah, with like 10 credits on Audible that you automatically get if you subscribe. Yeah, it's a subscription service for audiobooks and yeah, podcasts, I believe. Yeah, it's fairly well known, and it's an Amazon product, so yeah, you just basically sign in with your Amazon account credentials and you can access it that way. It's an app on your phone. Yeah, it's just audiobooks and stuff. Yeah, this is 666 that we're working with now. That really beautiful, vibrant red. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to become a book channel, but hey, it's it's a series that's pretty engaging in my opinion. But yeah, my mom says basically, once you've read one of those books, you've probably read the entire series, basically. It's kind of a cookie cutter series model, kind of like an episode of Scooby-Doo, but there's side stories and like characters evolve over time. Yeah, I don't think they're terrible by any means. There's some books that are some titles that may just feel off a bit, but I think that's natural in a series. Yeah, not every book in a series can be as fantastic as the first one. If you're looking to start the series, the Undeath series, the first book is Naked in Death. And then there's just a theme, and it's In Death, a title. in the title. It's the In-Depth series by J.D. Robb. So yeah, there you go. Can be a guilty pleasure. There's like 60 something books in the series, so it's incredibly popular. Well, I guess with like 60 books in the series, don't see people talking by the water cooler about it. It's probably maybe a guilty pleasure for some people, or just kind of a quick read. I don't know. Everybody is different, but yeah, it's just one of those romance kind of series that can kind of get into. It's not as probably descriptive as 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, it's not purely about relationships. Yeah, which is nice. You kind of get that murder mystery, and then kind of the city becomes a character too. New York City becomes a character as well, of course, in a murder mystery, because you learn the behaviors and the way society is. There's like an urban war or something mentioned too, like very vaguely in the series. And this is kind of like the New York after that, I think. Yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff going on throughout the books, and yeah, not that you're probably missing much if you just kind of jump into the series out of order, but yeah, I have quite a gap of books. Yeah, I don't have like the first 30 or whatever. It's what I have of the 30 something, like the half of the series is kind of spread out from the most recent book. Like I just saw it at the grocery store where they sell books, and it was hardcover, so I kind of snagged it. Once I see an in-depth book, it's like, oh, new release, or they finally release older ones in paperback. Like, yeah, if you're a bookworm, you kind of, or an avid, or an avid reader, we'll just put it that way too. If you're an avid reader, then, you know that eventually, or sometimes paperback at the same time as hardcover, is that a thing? Or is paperback something that comes later after a first print? Yeah, because some of the copies of some of the books I have must have been like a reprint covers, like a second or third run print. Yeah, because I have a mix of covers. Is on the website, the first book, Naked in Death, has like a butterfly or something on it on the front. Yeah, so her books have probably been released, printed a few million times. And yeah, just kind of like Stephen King books, there's different renditions of the It cover. Like the It book has probably been published tons of times. The Stand, yeah, Stephen King. Yeah, I've read a few Stephen Kings too. Dan Brown, I've read some Dan Brown. The Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, I've definitely read those too. There's Inferno and Origins. Yeah. Yeah, Dan Brown has that cool character. Yeah, the character that played, like, the character that Tom Hanks played as in the Da Vinci Code. that wears a Mickey Mouse watch and it has claustrophobia, a couple phobias or something. Yeah, I believe I mentioned the Da Vinci Code on here. Yeah, a couple of those books. So, yeah. Yeah, kind of have an interest in The Expanse. That's science fiction. Yeah, in space, Mars has been colonized. Yeah, I've basically talked about The Expanse on here too. So, I have interest in a few books, series. I've read all of Harry Potter, read the Twilight. Yeah, so. Yeah, watched all the Harry Potter movies, watched all the Twilight movies. Yeah. Not to say I'm like a passionate fan, Team Edward or Team Jacob or whatever for the Twilight series. My sister-in-law had never read the Twilight series, so I'm letting her. She's on Eclipse. Yeah, it goes Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. Yeah, the Stephanie Meyer books, the Twilight series. So she's on the third one, and then it's like, oh, this one's hardcover. It's like, yeah, this one's gonna be heavier. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, sometimes for. Yeah, sometimes I jump on new release books. Yeah, the In Depth series. Yeah, I have a few of those hardcovers. Those popular books can disappear pretty quick. Like new release books can, yeah, just disappear, sell out really quick. Like, you can, like, pre-order new release books. We did that for. My mom ordered a copy of like Order of the Phoenix, like the Harry Potter, like the vast majority of the Harry Potter series. Basically, bought 2 copies because of the speed that I read, and then my mom just like can whip through a novel of that nature. Dad and I went to the theater together to watch a couple of the Harry Potters, the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, I went to the theater to watch a couple of the Harry Potter movies. Yeah. And then my dad with a friend of mine, a friend of mine and myself went to see another Harry Potter movie later, a little bit on. Yeah, I'm really not a movie buff per se. Yeah, but I'll sit down and watch a movie every once in a while. But yeah, not a consistent basis. Not on a consistent basis by any means. That's okay. I used to be pretty interested in movies, but I kind of dropped off. Yeah, I used to be like, oh, buy new release movies as soon as they came out. Yeah, that excitement kind of went away after a while. Just kind of like, yeah, this is getting too expensive, and just got busier or something. I don't know. The interest just kind of staved off. And the way that stuff can be streamed these days, like all the streaming services, people just kind of go, why get a DVD or a Blu-ray when can just like watch it off a tablet or something, or the streaming service off your phone, your cell phone these days. Yeah, it's just kind of, could basically watch any movie on your cell phone within seconds. Could be watching a movie anywhere. You can rent movies off of YouTube, and yeah, once you purchase it, you can just watch it as many times as you want. It's part of it, just goes into your YouTube library, movies or whatever. Yeah, and it's kind of cool. I did that with Interview with a Vampire. Yeah, the Tom Cruise movie. I was kind of interested in that book series too. Yeah, there's quite a few books with that. Outlander. Read part of the first Outlander book. That's quite a series too. My mom read the first few of them. There's probably like 12 books in that series, Outlander. It's basically a time travel. A woman that can time travel, and she meets... Yeah, it's basically a romance. Supernatural science fiction romance based in the past, of course. So I'm sure there's murder, but yeah, I think it's more war. Revolutionary War, maybe? Don't spot me on that. Yeah, go through different eras. American Revolution, maybe? I'm sure there's one period. It's a series, I guess. It was made into a TV series. Outlander. I'm not sure if that's still going. But yeah, there's plenty of source material. Yeah, just think of it kind of as like a Game of Thrones kind of release of episodes. Yeah, because Game of Thrones is basically a series of books. Has the last book been written yet? Like, has the author finished writing the last book? Or is he ending the series? Because basically, from what I heard, the TV show, like based on the books, like Game of Thrones, they kind of had to get how the series ended before, like they had to end the show somehow. Like they have to end the run of the show. So, kind of like, hey bud, how does this book end? And I guess it was, the ending's gonna be so vastly different or something, or people were just not amused with how Game of Thrones ended the show. I have not heard any more about Game of Thrones. I read a chunk of the first book, but I just got distracted or something. I probably tried starting that 2 or 3 times. I'm pretty sure I've read the first chapter like 4 or 5 times by now. That's a really hard series to get into. I think somebody at one point like bookmarked all the pages where characters die. Like, there's different groups of characters traveling in Westeros, the setting. Yeah, and there's like a far north, there's like a wall, and then some mysterious, forgotten, undead legion of zombies or whatever is barricaded up north. And yeah, I guess something happens throughout this series, and yeah, all crap breaks loose. Yeah, it's a few kingdoms fighting for who gets this throne or something. Like a king of Westrias or something dies. Yeah. There's probably somebody that could talk my ear off of the plot of Game of Thrones, and my eyes would probably glaze over. But yeah, it's okay to be passionate about that kind of stuff. I couldn't explain to you like probably any facet of the book series whatsoever. Yeah, we're talking about books today in a very kind of I don't know kind of way. I do love reading, but it's just not in your face. Yeah, reading Rainbow. I know every word back to front. What happens in every book that I've read, kind of thing. No, no. Ready Player One comes to mind. Fred, yeah, I'm kind of science fiction, fantasy, murder mystery, adventure kind of. Yeah, definitely science fiction, I can tell you that. The Expanse series, that's incredible. That, yeah, that story definitely, you have to read in order. The Expanse, because the story unfolds through these gigantic books. But it's written in such a way that's not overwhelming. Stuff kind of unfolds slowly, but at a good enough pace that you're not bored, yet you're entertained at the same time. And yeah, that's basically The Expanse is basically about a alien life form that just kind of wants to take over the galaxy, that particular part of space. And they have to find some way to destroy it. Because it just has its own intelligence or something, or gathers intelligence. I don't know, it's just some sort of micro organism of some sort. And it just can rip ships apart and build stuff. Trying to travel through the galaxy via making a wormhole and just take over the galaxy or something. Some organism. Yeah, that's explained really well. They expand science fiction. Yeah. Basically, Mars is colonized and mining resources off a asteroid belt in the Milky Way or something. There's a colony of humans that haven't even heard of Earth. I don't know if Earth is still part of that too. And yeah, there's characters doing different things. And then you cut to, yeah, each chapter is a character's perspective, their role in the entire story, and the story comes together in a certain way, which is pretty effective. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, some characters come and go. Or there's characters there specifically to carry that book's storyline, and then they disappear or something happens, and yeah, the story continues. There's core characters which go through the entire conflict. Yeah, and they drive the story. It's character driven. Yeah, that's accurate. There are different ways to tell a story, and yeah, it's written by technically two people. Each of them writes a chapter in a particular book, 7 or 8 books in that series, I think. I think it's winding down too. I think they're releasing the last book in the next couple of years, or next year or something maybe. So kind of sucks to have something like that end, but yeah, it's basically survival of the fittest in that galaxy by the sounds of it. I'm really describing these book series really well. I can really explain these. But it's what catches my interest for books. It can be pretty hard for me to be engaged with a book series. Yeah, I mentioned Stephen King. I've read It, The Stand, definitely a masterpiece, that one. Yeah. Yeah, It, I loved. Wow, that's just incredible. The Green Mile, that's definitely a classic. Christine, a demon car, or people got murdered in the car and it just kind of has its own soul or something. Somebody's soul got trapped in the car or something. What else have I read? Stephen King. Oh, the Gunslinger. What, the Dark Tower series. I've read the Gunslinger for sure. That's 7 or 8 books. I think it's 7. That's kind of definitely science fiction. Yeah, Stephen King. Carrie, I believe I've read that from Stephen King. Yeah, today's WIP and chat is about books, but we're diamond painting, so yeah, it's a different topic. It's all good. So, if you love books or have book suggestions or just like want to suggest books that you love reading or have read or enjoyed, yeah, feel free to slam them down in the comments. Don't think I'm gonna like make a book club or anything by any means. I'm not. Oh, excuse me. Totally read every day kind of guy, but yeah, but I appreciate books. There are probably some really beautiful, wonderful books out there that I've never even heard of, but yeah, if you're passionate about reading, then yeah, by all means, you can leave your favorite titles in the comments down below. I'm into Tom Clancy too. I believe I've read Without Remorse and Patriot Games, I think. Yeah, I have a few of his series. Tom Clancy has since then passed away, but his books are still being published and they're still popular as ever. Yeah, I've read a couple Tom Clancy. That's pretty cool. I forget his character's name. You know how authors have like Jack Reacher, that's probably Lee Child. Yeah, there's like some sort of action hero or ex-military or secret agent kind of. Yeah, Tom Clancy has his own, or a couple of the characters that yeah, that's military based. Like, these characters are like ex-military or get dragged into the CIA or something. It's like espionage type. Yeah, novels, but it's not pretty good. Yeah, Tom Clancy's pretty talented writer. He probably served in the Navy or something, so he has extensive military knowledge, but I don't know, his books are approachable though. Michael Crichton, Andromeda Strain, and then Jurassic Park. I have a copy of Jurassic Park that I haven't read, but yeah, of course, watch the Jurassic Park movie. I didn't realize that was a book beforehand, but the more you know, right? So Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park and The Lost World. I don't know if there are any more. I think Steven Spielberg if Steven Spielberg directed Jurassic Park. I'm probably wrong, so I apologize. Okay, why? Anyway, yeah, seen the Jurassic Park movies probably a few times. You know, it's a big T-Rex terrifying everybody. A cluster of islands where they build Jurassic Park, and dinosaurs just roam free because of a DNA from a dragon, some sort of mosquito or something trapped in amber. They drew the DNA out of that and they just breeded dinosaurs. That's not a bad idea. Nothing bad can happen on the island that you basically have to fly to, and they go back to it a few times. Yeah, great idea, folks. But hey, popular as heck movies. Somebody's basically, any one of those movies or books, somebody's trying to take the dinosaur DNA off the islands, and I think eventually it gets off the islands, and yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I guess after a while, if you're dealing with, like, your books are set on these islands where archaeologists and stuff fly to the islands, you know something's gonna go wrong. It's kind of like horror, science fiction genre. Yeah. Oh, when a group of people goes to an island and yeah, the plane kicks off and you're basically trapped on there to check out this island to see if it's viable for public. Yeah, it's basically a park with dinosaurs in it, and it's like the creator of the park in the first book or movie is like, hey, Mr. Archaeologist guy, come check out this park to see if it would be a good idea to get the public to see real life dinosaurs. And obviously, if anybody's seen Jurassic Park, you kind of know how that turns out. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, dinosaurs and human beings, island, yeah. Various different feelings about dinosaurs being alive. Yeah, you kind of get a nice gist. I didn't realize there were like Star Wars books too. Like, holy cow. Like, just when you think that like it was just like the 7 movies. 9? Sorry, is it 9? It's like 3 different trilogies, isn't it? Sorry, Star Wars people. 9 movies? Am I right? Sorry, I love Star Wars, but yeah, for 4, 5, 6 were made first. Early 70s. I'm sorry, I'm not Mr. Trivia here. But anyway, yeah. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Yeah, 9 movies, 9 core movies, And then there's side movies. Yeah, that's right, that's right. And then there's novels based on certain characters, all in between the main movies. Huge events. And you've got side characters that, in these novels, that tell various different stories about conflicts that probably might be just glitter mentioned in the main movies or something, or different locations entirely. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. Anyway, that was a kind of interesting journey down a book lane here. Yeah, I've talked about books before on here, but not just like casual mention. Like, I don't know books 100%. But yeah, I know of a few. So, you've been watching Echoes of Color with Jeffery Morrison. As always, in the description below, I put my Facebook profile name. My Echoes of Color Facebook business page is just an update page. Put the URL down for that, click that, and then you'll be led to probably log into Facebook or something, or you'll end up on Facebook. And my Instagram, where I post, yeah, very similar update pictures like my Facebook posts. So, yeah, other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend. All the best with your crafting. Get this uploaded and yeah, get more drills on here. So, while it's uploading. So, take care. See you next time. Glad to talk about books that I don't know too much about, but yeah. Okay, take care. Bye.